Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to my channel at the Horsepower Warehouse. If you guys are familiar with some of my previous stuff, you know we are getting ready to remove the body off of this 66 Corvette behind me. If you haven't seen any of my previous stuff, at least take the chance to go and watch my very previous video to this, where I kind of undergo all the steps that we took in order to get the body prepped to take it off of the frame here. But we are now ready. I've got it moved to my rack over here in the doorway so you guys can see things a little bit better. I've actually got the lift prepped, and here are the 4 spots that we lift these cars by. You will notice that it is missing one of these tabs here in the rear. I went ahead and gave that the zippity doo-dah because I like to get my rack up under here as far as possible in the furthest points out when I lift these bodies up, just so I don't stress anything out. And you'll see on the other side I have it racked the same way. The rack is actually on metal. You can see this is a fiberglass piece. You don't want to lift by glass. You want to lift it by the metal channel underneath here. And it is under all 4 points here. I also zipped off this side. Like I said, this one's getting side pipes, so those are all getting removed anyhow. I got Sean here. He's ready to pull it off. We've been anxious to see this thing. It's absolutely filled with foam. I know it's not going to be our easiest body off. Usually it's a simple, non-dramatic thing to take a body off of these chassis, but this car, I think it's going to give us a little bit of a drama because everything was so filled with foam. So we haven't even attempted to lift it yet. We just got the lift set there. So are you ready? Yeah, let's go ahead and give her a little bumperooski. Ooh, I definitely hear foam separating. So I'm gonna get underneath here with my pry bar and start to massage it. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear the foam separating. Now I cut a lot of this out already in preparation for this, almost as much as I can. And you guys will have to bear with me, I'm not used to separating bodies with a camera in my hand. Oh yeah, you definitely hear it separating. All that foam. Let's go ahead and... So when we're prying here, we're making very certain that we're prying off of the body mounts or the metal channels. You don't want to pry off of something that's fiberglass. You want to give it another bump? Bigger bar? Fair enough. Let's go ahead and give her just a little more. Nope, it's lifting the chassis with it, so we are properly stuck right now. Let's go ahead and work the other side. Oh yeah, I definitely... Yeah, you can hear it separating big time there. Yep. I knew this was going to be a dramatic event. Yeah, this side is still stuck. That side is coming, but this side is not. Yeah, that side is unstuck. It's the driver's side that's, I think, got us here. Yeah, it's all the foam right here. Oh, hold on. This one is not liking it. Now check it out, guys. You see how much foam is packed up all in the back here? It's actually splitting this rear fascia, and I don't want to create any damage on this car. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here and try our best to carve out some foam. we have to release this via another matter. I've already spent probably 4 hours digging foam out of this thing, so I've got the majority of it out, but I don't want to damage this rear. Now, when you guys are doing a body off on any other car, you're not going to encounter this. This one has just tons and tons of foam in it, and I knew this was going to be, you know, a pain in the butt, but that's why I chose to actually share it with you guys. So you can see Sean here has begun the process of, we're going to start digging all this foam out and try to make our lives a little bit easier in the rear end here. We're going to cut out as much as possible and see if we can get this loosened up. And I'm going to drop you guys right here. I'll be right back. All right, guys. This is roughly half an hour later. You can see we've done a little bit of excavating here. Looking at the front, you guys can see how the radiator support it's actually off. There's all of our washers that were on this side and on that side. You can see the body mount is separated on this side and in here. You can see our shims. It is actually coming apart in the front, so that's all good news. And I'm pretty dang sure now that we've got this all out, we can get the rear separated as well. So we're gonna go ahead and give her another bump up and see what she does. Yeah, it's still taking the chassis with it. It sounds like we are definitely making progress. Let's check the rears here. Not 100% separated in the rear here still. You can see how that's about where the bushing would have sat. So I think we're probably still stuck here a little bit, right in the corner. Where's my pry friend? There he is. Let's see if we can give her a little love right here in the corner. Yeah, that definitely seems to be doing the trick. You can see how it's separated all that foam there in the corner. Let's see if we can pry a little bit on this rear body mount. That is the sound of it coming past the fuel tank. Interesting. She's hesitant. You want to give it another bump up, or do you think it's gonna fight us even more? Yeah, it seems like we've still got a little bit of purchase here. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, let me set you guys down and let's do a little bit more prying. All right, are you guys ready for round 3? We've been going through the ringer here. I think we've got it. Sean has figured out we had a body strap that was holding us up on one side. I had it cut through, or the mount rather, had it cut through, but it was holding us up, so leave it to him to figure out my mistake. But I think we're ready to go up this time, guys. Yes, we are separating. So whenever you're lifted up, you want to make sure that this tab here does not hit this fiberglass. So I'm going to have you watch this side. Oh, no way. It's still holding us up in the front. What's got us? There's my lock. Set it back down. I've got both those mounts out on each side. Oh, yours was under the mount. Hold on, you don't have a whole lot of purchase there. You've got maybe a 1/4 inch of purchase on that body. I don't want to drop it. Feel up under there. You've got maybe...
Go around and move it and I lift it up.
There we go. That makes me feel better. Hold on. You have to watch right here. See this?
Yep.
So what we usually have to do is roll the chassis forward to clear this. But we have to be clear of this fuel tank. So it's kind of gonna wanna...
All right, I'll watch this side.
Yeah, just bump it up a little more, a little more. All right, right there. Let me make sure the other side is good. Ooh, my side has quite a bit of interference going on here. So we have two options. If this were a frame that I was gonna keep, I would get his side free and bump this. Actually, you know what? Go up another ½ inch. All right, right there. Are you free on your side of it? Okay, so let's bump the whole rear of the chassis your way. Are you ready? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like on it. There you go. All right. Cool. Yes. Sweet. All right. I promise you guys, it goes without issue every single... I've done this by myself, literally without any help whatsoever, dozens and dozens of times. This has to be the hardest body separation that I've actually done. I mean... Oh, forgot the harness for... Oh, it was all foamed in, so we couldn't get to the harness for the sending unit for the tank. Just, yeah, we're gonna cut all that. Harness is junk. Boy howdy. And now I'll be able to show you guys why it was cracking in the rear. We actually saw it as we were carving the foam out. But the rear has been, obviously it's been hit, but when they did the body work, they used filler. They did not use the correct glass procedure. You can see, I mean, we have filler and fiberglass hair here mixed together. And yeah, it's kind of a nasty mess going on here. You can see the bonding strip that goes along the rear here and how on that side it's just been blasted apart. So we're gonna have to put a new bonding strip in the rear. See all the fiberglass work along this edge here. Lots of fiberglass work that has been had here. That is, by the way guys, that's not how you do that. Foam, foam. You can see how all the body mounts, these holes get rotten out and they grow over time. To where you have to replace these perches if the body is usable, or the chassis is usable. This one is not a chassis that we're going to be reusing. Yeah. Oh boy, look at all of that foam in that C channel. Yep, we're gonna dig her all out. Luckily the C channels are actually in good shape. I mean, they're not rotten at all. So that, you know, is excellent news for us. But the good news that I'm seeing here, and I know it looks ugly to you guys, but this is just like factory style undercoat on the bottom. Factory style meaning someone added this later on, but it's like what GM used for years and years. This will all strip off and I'll have a really nice fiberglass surface, because of course the Corvettes get the exposed. You can see years and years of crud, and I think she's been leaking for a little while. Yeah, she's been leaking for a little bit. Look at how saturated the exhaust manifold is with oil. That's why it was smoking so bad from under the hood. Well, guys, a lot of what you see here is going to be replaced. I mean, there are some component. I mean, obviously the rear end is going to be rebuilt. I believe these trailing arms are good. We're going to inspect them once they're pulled apart and media blasted. If there's any pitting or things like that, we won't reuse the rear trailing arms. We'll just get rebuilt OEM ones. We will reuse the drive shaft. We're gonna have everything rebuilt. Of course, all new U-joints and so on and so forth. Transmission goes to the tranny shop, and the engine goes to our engine builder. This one's getting a Borgeson power steering, so that gearbox is gonna be a relic of the past. Yeah. Woo, buddy. But the good news is, now that we have it up, I can access all this foam, scrape it all out, use my steam-powered pressure washer to my advantage if I need to blast some of this out. And we'll get her stripped down. What do you guys think? Comment below if you think this was a heck of a ride. I promise you guys, this is usually like a 5-minute thing for me by myself, but all of this foam prohibited us from even seeing anything. And like I said, I spent a few hours scraping foam out prior to this to try to make this video easier on myself, and of course that was to no avail. But whew, either way, please consider liking and subscribing if you want to see how this build turns out. I promise you, it's going to be a fantastic car when we're done. I'm well known for doing things correctly, so I'm up to the challenge. I hope you guys join me, but until next time, take care.